feedback, whatever. We are back with the top cut first round.
Absolutely, and our contestants here for our first top 8 match going into the battle is Lewis Fong going up against Stephen Tan. Stephen Tan has already nabbed the first winning Premier Challenge ever in Malaysia back in Penang. He's coming back here to secure his second winning of the Premier Challenge to secure his BFL limit, best finish limit. And we've already shown Stephen's team on stream before. It was during round 2 when he was going up against Kevin Lim, and he was using Kevin's old Worlds team. The wild card in this matchup here will be Lewis Fong, as he's never been on stream as of this point right now. So this will be his debut debut stream, I would say, for the Premier Challenge. Alright, both players are already going into team preview right now. I wanted to see what is Lewis bringing into the matchup. He's a newcomer, I would say. He's just started this year in February, and he's already making such a wonderful debut in the VGC scene, putting his name out there, securing top positions, always playing on battle spot. So yeah, it will be good to see him as well progress forward going in the matchup.
Feedback is so
Absolutely. But yeah, like I mentioned, Stephen Tan just now has already brought Kevin's old Worlds team with the GAC core, GACT, Garchomp Arcanine, Celesteela, Tapu Koko, Mimikyu and Snorlax. Whereas on Lewis' side on the field, it's a wild card. We're not sure what he's going to bring in. But from what I understand, when I've been playing with Lewis Fong throughout the season, he's never brought the same team twice to tournaments. So it'll be very interesting. Stephen cannot predict on what Lewis is able to do, because Lewis is a very creative team builder, I would say.
And I would like to see his matchup. Oh, it's on the screen right now.
Yep, Lewis will be the player on the left. Sorry, there's an error currently on stream right now. It's Lewis Fong on the left and Stephen Tan on the right. Yep, Lewis is carrying the Tapu Lele, Torkoal, Lilligant, Celesteela, Gasron and Alakazam? What?
Woo! And Stephen is carrying Tapu Koko, Garchomp, Celesteela, Arcanine, Mimikyu, and Snorlax.
From what I can deduce from today's tournament right here, Celesteela is back in full force in multiple rounds of the Swiss matches just now. Celesteela was running rampant in today's Premier Challenge. And in the top 8, it's no different. We see 2 Celesteelas up here.
2 walls coming up.
Absolutely. Stephen's side has more walls, as we can see the Celesteela and the Snorlax. But in terms of team preview here, the matchup is definitely, I would say, favored more in Stephen's side. Just because the only means of offense to the Celesteela on Stephen's side would be Torkoal coming from Lewis' side on the field. Whereas Stephen can compensate his Celesteela matchup with Tapu Koko and Arcanine.
So now we're waiting on Lewis to choose his leads and his Pokemon.
Absolutely, because like I said, it's a very tough matchup on Lewis' side.
Most definitely.
The Garchomp on Stephen's side and Celesteela, Koko, Arcanine, it's such a threat. I'm not sure how Lewis is going to play around in this matchup.
It'll be very interesting to see.
Yep, we're going to see the game through Lewis's perspective in the match. We do see a Tapu Lele Alakazam lead right now.
Ooh.
And we do see Stephen going with the Garchomp and Arcanine matchup. Knowing that Alakazam is in Psychic Terrain, Psychics will be boosted thanks to the Psychic Terrain, giving it more offensive pressure. But Alakazam has always been a wild card in this format. We're not sure what kind of set the Alakazam might be. It could be Pokesash, it could be Psychium Z. And there are just so many tricks that you can play around with the Alakazam. It's hard to predict what kind of set the Alakazam is there. And we know that the Alakazam is the fastest one on the field right now. It outspeeds the Garchomp and Arcanine currently as we speak. But it does not outspeed Tapu Koko on Stephen's side of the field. So we have to see how would Stephen maneuver from this. A possible Tapu Koko switch-in is very, very likely to happen on Stephen's end of the field.
I would expect a switch-in. Very much.
Yep, Garchomp does switch out, releasing Tapu Koko. No,
Celesteela comes out.
That's also another wall that can be used on Stephen's side of the field. And we do see a protect coming onto Arcanine. What do we see? Is that a Z-move? That's a Z-move
Z-move coming out.
Alakazam. Shattered Psyche revealed by the Alakazam. If I was making a prediction, it might target the Garchomp slot. Because the Garchomp was such a threat on the field. And we do see a Shattered Psyche going on to the Arcanine. Wow, Lewis really wants the Arcanine off the field. I guess that means that Lewis might have a Celesteela in the back himself as well.
I would expect that to come back.
We do see leftovers being revealed on Celesteela, soaking up the barrage of attacks launched by Lewis Fong through with the Shattered Psyche and the Psychic. Now if you look at the damage there onto Celesteela, even with Psychic Terrain boosted, and we've seen in the previous match that is specially defensive invested, that is a Choice Specs Tapu Lele right there.
Yep.
So now Tapu Lele cannot be protected on Lewis's side. That's a free heavy slam for Celesteela. Yep, we do see Tapu Lele being withdrawn
And
for
Torkoal.
Now what can Alakazam go for here? We do see the Drought ability being activated by the Torkoal, and we do see Alakazam going for a protect. Knowing that there is no Focus Sash on Alakazam, Arcanine could go for a Bulldoze right here. Torkoal is going to eat that Bulldoze, only Torkoal. That does minuscule damage.
Yeah.
But lowering the speed, which does not matter. What is that?
Eject button.
What is this? I'm not sure how would Lewis adapt going into a best of 3 format right here.
Now that's a very interesting one.
Eject button Torkoal. I don't know what to make of that, honestly. Like I mentioned before, the Garchomp and Arcanine is doing really well against the matchup against Lewis right now. I don't know how Lewis is gonna adapt to this.
So who is he gonna bring out? Lele again.
A Heavy Slam might just go onto the Torkoal slot actually.
Oh no,
onto
on
the Alakazam. Wow, a very risky switch in on Lewis's side. Not gonna lie. Why Tapu Lele? Because knowing that the damage it did to Celesteela was so much, it's more than likely going to be Choice Specs because we've not seen the Life Orb recoil from the Tapu Lele.
Yep.
And the Pokemon on Lewis's side of the field is very, very frail, mind you. So the Arcanine and Celesteela can run rampant here. And we do see a protect from Celesteela. We do see a Psychic onto the Arcanine. Psychic boosted Rain. It does not pick up the KO. It's a really, really bulky Arcanine. Celesteela, do you have anything to say in this matchup?
Well, I was thinking that maybe he should have stayed him with the Torkoal. But then again, he's been playing with like risky plays. I do think that switching in to Lele is a bit risky.
Yep, as we do see Thunderbolt being revealed on Tapu Lele. Knowing that it's locked and Arcanine has gotten a Bulldoze off, Sun boosted Flare Blitz into the Tapu Lele slot is more than likely going to pick up the KO onto Tapu Lele. So now Lewis is in a very, very difficult situation solely because the Arcanine did not pick up the KO. The Alakazam did not pick up the KO onto Steven's Arcanine. Now he's going to pay the price by switching out the Tapu Lele into Torkoal. Torkoal's going to eat a Flare Blitz regardless. And we just see a Protect going onto the Alakazam. The Flare Blitz is going to go onto the
Alakazam slot.
Wow. And we just see a Heavy Slam going
onto Torkoal. Eats the damage.
With all the defensive plays that Lewis tries to make here, with all the switches available, he's just getting chip damage by the Arcanine and Celesteela. I'm not seeing how he improves his board position right now. But yeah, so now Steven is in a very good position, I would say, defensively speaking. He can soak all the hits and dish out all the damage that he wants to. And there's no way for Lewis to stop that because he doesn't have a ground type Pokemon of his own. And we do see Gastrodon being revealed. So let's going for a Protect right now. Arcanine might just go for a Flare Blitz onto the Gastrodon slot. Yep, like I Under Sun, that still does quite an amount of damage, 30%. Still significant, and we do see a heat wave coming from Torkoal. That's not going to do so much damage onto the Arcanine since it's specially defensive boosted.
Yep.
Yep, it takes it like a champ. And now the Celesteela is in prime position to be taking a heat wave from Torkoal. Because the Arcanine and Celesteela cannot pick up the KO onto Torkoal this turn, I might just see a Celesteela switch out possibly onto Garchomp right now. Switches is what Steven's bread and butter is at the moment. And he can afford to pull off amazing switches due to the team synergy on Steven's side of the field.
Very much so.
But yeah, Celestia, what do you think Lewis can do to get out of his predicament?
I'm not too sure. Oh, because well, Celesteela just went out on the field.
Bring in Garchomp on the field for Steven's side, and we do see a free Flare Blitz going on to the Torkoal. Yep.
And it's
Sun
still boosted. Sun boosted.
That does very little amounts of damage. We do see an Ice Beam onto the Celesteela slot.
Yes.
But it shouldn't pick up the KO from what I know. Yep. And Flamethrower covering the Celesteela if you were to switch in, and it does pick up the Garchomp.
That's one KO over there.
Clever play from Lewis, but Sun has run out on Lewis' side. Torkoal's main offensive power around us is just not there anymore.
Yeah.
So what would Steven bring in here?
Back with Celesteela again.
But yeah, now we just have Arcanine and Celesteela going up against Torkoal and Gastrodon. Like I said, Stevens can easily go for a niche seed here onto Gastrodon. Now that the Sun is out, Torkoal cannot pick up the 1-hit KO onto Celesteela. He needed the Sun boost to have Flamethrower pick up the KO, but we do see a Protect going on to Celesteela. Arcanine might just go for another Bulldoze, yep. Trying to maneuver the Torkoal to be in KO range for the next Bulldoze. We do see the speed reducing, but it does not matter at the moment. Both of the Pokemon on Lewis' side of the field are already slow as it is, so the speed drop does not matter.
Yep.
Scald onto Gastrodon will pick up the KO on Arcanine, since it's super effective, and we do see a Heat Wave launching off. Now we might just see either Tapu Koko or Snorlax come in for that matter. Who does Steven decide to bring into the matchup? Tapu Koko.
I was about to say he might switch into Snorlax, but doesn't seem likely at this point in time. Going for the terrain there.
Yeah, now Steven might be down to 2 Pokemon, but Lewis's 4 Pokemon have been significantly weakened by Steven's side. Due to all the chip, the switch, I think Steven was just going for the Tapu Koko endgame for that matter. But how does Steven stop the Gastrodon? Because now the Gastrodon is very healthy, it's in prime position to launch Sludge Bombs, Scalds, yeah.
I would expect that Gastrodon would Sludge Bomb at some point in time.
Yeah, but the Sludge Bomb might not pick up the KO onto Tapu Koko. It doesn't have the special attack prowess that it normally has, like the other Sludge Bomb abusers in the metagame.
Oh.
We do see Thunderbolt going onto the Torkoal. Leech Seed is going to go onto the Gastrodon.
Yeah.
Because now Steven's endgame is basically knock out Torkoal, Celesteela wins. And knowing that we've seen Scald onto the Gastrodon.
Oh, he picks up a burn on Koko.
Yeah, we do see a burn onto Tapu Koko. But knowing that we've seen Scald from the Gastrodon, it's safe to assume the Gastrodon does not carry Sludge Bomb. So yeah. But once Celesteela picks up a KO on any Pokemon, he gets a special defense boost, which would neuter the Torkoal's damage output going into the field. So I have to see what does Lewis decide to do here. No, he decides to sack the Torkoal. What?
Torkoal does not sack.
No, the Celesteela is faster, by the way.
Celesteela, yeah.
And we just see a heavy slam onto the Torkoal slot. Yeah, sack, like I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no defending it. We might just see a Skull going onto the Tapu Koko slot. Celesteela gets a Beast Boost or Special Defense like we mentioned before.
Yep.
Skull going onto Tapu Koko slot. It might just pick up the KO.
With the burn inside.
Because even though Celesteela is slow, Celesteela does outspeed the Gastron
Yes.
and Torkoal. Yep, and we do see
Yep.
Tapu Koko going down. It's Celesteela against the world right now.
But it's such a wall. It'll be hard to chip.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Lewis only has Tapu Lele with Thunderbolt. Choice Specs lock into Thunderbolt. But you lose the electric terrain because the psychic terrain will override it.
Yeah.
So your Thunderbolt damage is significantly dropped already as it is. Now Celesteela can live the Thunderbolt thanks to the Beast Boost from Special Defense. He can go for the Heavy Slam onto Tapu Lele and get a Special Defense at +2. And once Alakazam comes in inside, Alakazam cannot touch Celesteela.
So hard for it to touch Celesteela.
The only win condition is for Thunderbolt to nab a paralysis and get fully paralyzed. But we don't see it.
No.
Steven is going to lock up this game with the Heavy Slam, pick up the KO on Tapu Lele. And the Gastron will be knocked out by the Leech Seed on Gastron.
One more Beast Boost.
Once Celesteela has got its Beast Boost, boosting the special defense, Alakazam has no means of offense to touch Celesteela. But yeah, Luis just has no means of offense to touch Celesteela at all.
But a very unique team from Lewis. I usually don't see this kind of sets.
You see Alakazam being revealed right now.
Yep.
But like I mentioned, Celesteela is already at +2. The Psychic boosted Psychic Terrain would have to crit while Gastron nabs the Skull Bird.
He has to pray for a crit at this point in time if he wants to get any damage on Celesteela.
There's so many odds just not going in
Yep.
Lewis's favor. Steven has pretty much locked up this game at the moment. Because this Psychic, he needs a crit.
Crit?
That did
oh,
nothing
no, did
right now.
nothing.
The crit was not
Heavy
in his
slam
favor.
onto Gastrodon. No.
Heavy Slam picks up the KO on Alakazam. Alakazam is too light, whereas Celesteela is very heavy. And
Yep.
the Beast Boost is nabbed again by Celesteela. And we do see a storm going on to Celesteela. Do we see a burn? No
No, that's
burn.
no burn.
That's going to lock up the game actually. Now it's a very stally game because it's a matter of Leech Seed, recovery, stall, Heavy Slam
Yeah.
stall. It will be a cyclone of these attacks right now.
Out of everything I saw today, I think this one is the most stally match out of all.
This will be the stalliest match of all, solely because Lewis has no means of offense to deal significant amounts of damage onto Celesteela. He lost the Torkoal answer.
Yep.
So now even Gastron cannot 1v1 the Gastrodon.
Celesteela.
Yep, Heavy Slam does much more damage. What? Are you sure?
Why? Did he
I'm guessing
mispress?
Lewis is trying to go out with style points. Wow, visual Gastrodon. You don't see that every day here, folks.
Yep.
I would understand if it had sheer core, but Gastron does not have sheer core. Yep, Lewis is just gonna concede the game. Gonna click the forfeit button. And we're going into game 2 here. With a very commanding lead on Steven's end with the Celesteela matchup. But yeah, it's like a very cookie cutter pace like I mentioned before. Steven just has the better team matchup overall. Celesteela is his win condition at the moment. I don't know how can Lewis improve his position to go up against Celesteela, because we saw that Thunderbolt on Tapu Lele is also not doing enough damage to pick up the KO on Celesteela.
Yep. It just did so little damage to a wall with that 3 special defense boost.
Yeah, so I don't know. What can Lewis do here, Celeste, to properly improve his matchup?
I would think maybe. Wow. Looking at his matchup, Torkoal should stay Celesteela should be brought in to give another wall, maybe.
I would beg to differ because Celesteela gets answered by Tapu Koko and Arcanine on the field at the same time.
Very true, yeah.
There are 2 Mons checking Celesteela for Lewis, whereas Lewis only has Torkoal to touch Celesteela. Thunderbolt on Tapu Lele, we saw how insignificant the damage was, so I doubt Tapu Lele. I don't think he has strong answers to answer Steven Celesteela. But yeah, Steven could even go for Snorlax Mimikyu if he wanted to actually. But yeah, like we've seen in the previous game, Koko, Arcanine, Garchomp and Celesteela, the synergy among these 4, the Gak 4,
It's so
hard
good.
to break, honestly.
Yep.
Lewis just have no means of offense to break the core. By the time he manages to knock out 3 of the Pokemon, Celesteela wins at the end game.
Now going into the second round. Second game out of the best of 3. So we wonder who would they bring in. The same leads.
Now knowing that we've seen Tapu Lele and
Mimikyu.
Alakazam, yep, like I mentioned before the match started, Mimikyu and Snorlax will also be in a very good position.
Yep.
Because Lewis just does not have a fighting mod or anything to stop Mimikyu and Snorlax at the same time. Only Celesteela can do it, but there's just no way to 1-hit KO the Snorlax. Snorlax gets a free setup right now as we speak. And I don't know how will Lewis could respond to this. Celesteela, do you have any idea what could the Mimikyu go for here?
I would expect the Mimikyu to go for a Z move, but that's hard to say. He might just throw out the Z move right there, and maybe into the Tapu Lele slot or Alakazam.
Yeah, possible, as we do see Snorlax going for a protect right here.
Yep.
Trying to survive the barrage of attacks for a possible trick room play on Mimikyu. Yep, Mimikyu does go for a trick room. This gives Mimikyu and Snorlax the speed advantage for 5 turns, and Mimikyu is very free to go for a Shadow Claw or go Steal Z into Alakazam. But yeah, knowing that the Tapu Lele went for a Psychic, it did not go for a Thunderbolt. Celesteela's Regent is very good in that position on Snorlax. Whereas Mimikyu could go for a free Z move onto Alakazam slot.
I would expect the Mimikyu to go into the Z move into the Alakazam slot.
Oh, but we do see Tapu Lele being the slower mon compared to Mimikyu, launching off a Choice Spec Psychic onto the Snorlax. We do see the very being proc for Snorlax, and we do see a Ghosting Z. Ghosting Z going into the possible Tapu Lele. Once Tapu Lele is knocked out on the field, Celesteela has a full day to himself at the back.
Yep. Yep. Just go into the Tapu Lele slot.
We do see a never-ending nightmare going into the Tapu Lele slot. That is one answer to Steven Celesteela down right now. And we do see a Psychic going onto the Alakazam slot, Psychic boosted. That only did about 50%, and we do see a special defense drop.
Who do you think he'll call? Yeah, well, it just came out, so.
I was assuming the Torkoal might come out to get Eruption spread damage.
Yeah.
But Lewis opts to go for Celesteela. Okay, a little bit questionable, but I'm not sure what could Celesteela do in the matchup right now. But yeah, because the Celesteela is slower, Mimikyu's Disguise is not broken, so Heavy Slap cannot pick up a KO on Mimikyu.
Yep. Now, what do you think that Alakazam would do at this point in time?
Basically, Alakazam is free food for Steven because Alakazam does not threaten the KO on any Pokemon on Steven's side of the field right now. It's basically dead weight, which is what Steven wants on the field at the moment. We do see a Protect going there. The Cycle. We might just see a Shadow Claw onto the Alakazam slot. Yep, we're just gonna see a heavy slam into a Mimikyu, I predict.
Yeah.
Now I'm not sure if a heavy slam will pick up the KO the next turn, because now it breaks the disguise. Destiny Ball. Ah, this gives Steven an assurance Mimikyu lives the next turn. If Celesteela were to go for heavy slam onto Mimikyu now, and if Mimikyu gets knocked out,
It will go
Celesteela
together
goes
with
down
it.
with Mimikyu.
Oh my god. Wow, they're having a party. Switching out the Celesteela into Torkoal.
We do see a safe switch in for Torkoal there, and we do see a return onto the Alakazam slot. That brings Alakazam, not even a KO, but we do see a Shadow Ball launching into the Alakazam. But yeah, now Torkoal is in Trick Room. It could abuse the Eruption spam for 2 more turns. But what does Lewis have to stop Garchomp and Arcanine right now? I do not see the answer. Mimikyu and Snorlax, sure, but the berry has been popped for Steven's Snorlax. Mimikyu is kind of dead weight at the moment right now. So this is the position that Lewis was trying to be in the whole game, but he lost 2 Mons in the process. I don't know if it was worth it or not. We just see Celesteela coming in for Steven's end. We might just see an Eruption going off on the Torkoal. Protect on Snorlax. We see an Eruption.
Yes.
Yep, I guess Steven just chooses to sack his Celesteela right now. To have a safe switch in for Garchomp, I presume? Or Tapu Koko.
It could be either of the two, although I think Garchomp would be more.
I feel like Arcanine is in a very good position to come in for Steven's end here. The sun is up, Trick Room has ended. No,
Garchomp.
Okay. I'm guessing he just wants to conquer out of the tree.
Yep.
But we've already seen Steven burn the Z-move on Mimikyu. If the Garchomp is carrying the Z-move, he can't use it right now. He can't use it for the remaining turns of the game. But yeah, like I mentioned, Garchomp is just there to pick up the KO on Torkoal.
So that's a big effect.
We do see Rock Slide being activated on Garchomp. Trying to, oh, it does flinch.
Eruption going off.
Now, thanks to the Rock Slide flinch, it does neuter the damage output that Torkoal can do, and we do see a return onto the Torkoal slot. Seeing as how Steven is very adamant on picking up the KO on Torkoal, that leads me to presume he either has Tapu Koko or Arcanine at the back.
Very true.
Because
I presume that he has Arcanine in the bag. If he wants to sack, if he wants to get the KO on Torkoal, maybe.
No, because the Garchomp could easily go for an Earthquake here.
True.
Earthquake Recycle picking up the KO on Torkoal. Thus, he just wants Torkoal out of the field so that the back one like Tapu Koko or Arcanine could come in and sweep against Celesteela. And we do see
Rock Slide
going for Protect, Torkoal going for Protect. We do see a Rock Slide being activated on Celesteela. Does it pick up the flinch? No. We do see a Leech Seed, but Garchomp does avoid the Leech Seed. And that's just one call that Lewis did not want to see in the plan. But yeah, like I mentioned, Steven is in prime position right now. Garchomp does not want to go for an Earthquake to pick up the KO on Snorlax. You can see Mimikyu
coming back out.
Oh, sorry, we don't have Arcanine.
Oh.
We do see Mimikyu Snorlax.
Mimikyu Snorlax.
Right.
So that's a mistake on there.
We might just see a heavy slam going onto the Mimikyu slot right now. Yep. I guess the only means of offense on Steven's side right now is to go for the Swords Dance play and go for the Rock Slide onto Celesteela.
Getting the Beast Boost there, attack rolls.
We do see Celestia getting a beast boost, but it does not matter because all the offensive attackers on Steven's end are physical. So we do see Sonics coming back into the field, and it's just Lewis against 2 Mons right now. So we can see that Steven might just go for 2 setup turns right now. Go for a Recycle and a Swords Dance, possibly. We'll have to see how does Lewis adapt to this. He might just go for a Leech Seed play, mind you. Yep, Swords Dance, and we might see a Recycle play coming out right now. Had the Leech Seed connected just now, Lewis could have easily gone for a Heavy Slam onto the Garchomp. But he chooses to go for the Heavy Slam onto Snorlax, which is very questionable because it was not in KO range.
Now with the berry activated again, he's not in KO range at all. If he wants to pick up any damage on it.
Now that Garchomp is at +2 and Celestia has not gotten a Leech Seed off, the Rock Slide with the combination of return will be able to pick up the KO. And Celestia just flinch. And that just spells the game for Steven Tan. Steven Tan will be progressing to the semi-finals. I'm not sure who he's going up against.
It'll be interesting to see.
It'd be interesting to watch, no doubt. But yeah, Rockstar is going to seal up the game for Steven's side. Alright, and that spells the game for Louis Fong. Very well played on Steven's side, preserving the Garchomp and the Arcanine and the Celesteela in game 1. And in game 2, he preserved the Snorlax really well. Louis just does not have any means of offense since his Pokemon's attacks were resisted to Steven's side on the field, with the Celesteela being resistant to the Psychic typing with his Steel typing. Hence why Louis just could not punch holes onto Steven's side on the field. Steven is able to out-bulk and out-damage Louis' side on the field with just 1-hit KOs left and right.
Very true. So now we go into round 2.
We're going into the semi-finals match. I can't wait to see who is the pairing is going to be up against. We'll catch up again for the semi-finals. Best of 3 format for our Premier Challenge Autumn Series. We'll see you soon, folks.